One big concern that we see from our clients is when they leave the house, the dog occasionally destroys things. Or their dog might be pacing and asking for attention when they're ready to sit down for the night. This is pretty common, especially if you're not meeting your dog's needs, which is why we talk a lot about exercise, dog sports, and enrichment. But enrichment doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't mean you have to buy all these fancy toys to help meet your dog's needs. And that's why today in this video, we're gonna share with you our 6 unique games that you can play with recycled goods. I'm Chelsea Murray with Positive Futures Dog Training and Behavior, and I'm passionate about enrichment, which is why today I'm gonna share with you some games that you can play with your dog that won't break the bank. Let's take a look. Make sure that you start saving paper towel and toilet paper rolls, as well as small boxes that you might get from shipments. You'll also need some fresh food to put inside: treats, kibble, fresh produce like carrots, or some fish skin. The first activity that we're gonna do, you're gonna fold up the bottom of a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. You'll then put a few pieces of food inside and roll the other side to seal it. You can then place this small puzzle inside a box. For beginners, start with just a few of these puzzles inside the box. As your dog gains experience working these puzzles and can be trustworthy to not eat the cardboard, you can fill the box up with more of them. This will take the dog longer and provide more of a mental workout as they work through this puzzle. When you're finished, it's time to present it to your dog. Enjoy as your dog picks the pieces up out and shreds them. If your dog frequently consumes pieces of cardboard or paper towels, then this is probably not a suitable activity. And if it's the first time you're offering it, you might consider standing by and observing with a high-value treat. That way, if your dog does pick up one of the pieces, you could ask for a drop and trade for a higher value reward. Most dogs, once they start to get to the hang of the game, will shred the cardboard that encapsulates the treats. This way, they're using that shredding natural instinct of theirs to uncover their goodies stored inside. This activity is suitable for intermediate to advanced level puzzle solvers. As you're first getting started, I recommend fewer containers so your dog can get the hang of it and learn how to work it. And as your dog advances, you can increase the number of individual puzzles stored inside the box. For the second activity, we're going to take a small box and take some toilet paper rolls and stand them up inside the box. Once the box is full, we're then ready to fill. I select a few different ingredients and fill not all, but some of the containers. This way your dog has to use their sense of smell to find which pieces have food inside. Fill to your desire, and then it's time to give it to your dog. This activity is generally good for dogs of all ages, including our more beginner level problem solvers. As your dog plays with this puzzle, watch to see if they pull out the toilet paper rolls or stick their head right inside the box and go to town to try to find those pieces. Remember, with enrichment, it's up to them to figure out how to solve it and how they want to get that food out. The third activity we're going to do is a little bit of nose work. Instead of searching for an odor, we're just going to search for food. But this is a really great way if you don't have access to odor or haven't started training nose work yet, to teach your dog how to use their nose to find a scent. Here I've laid out a few different paper towel rolls on the ground. You could use boxes for this activity or even toilet paper rolls. I'm going to take one stinky fish treat and place it inside one of the toilet paper rolls. Then I release my dog to find it. Try to stand stationary and let your dog do all the work. We don't want to help them out too much or distract them. This is part of the fun, letting them find it. When your dog eventually does find the puzzle, you can reward them with an additional marker and a piece of food to reward them for this game. Make sure that if you're playing multiple repetitions in a row, you hide the food in the same container. We only want that odor of the fish skin or whatever treat you're using to touch one of the pieces of equipment. The others should stay blank. As your dog improves, you can increase the number of objects that they have to search through, from just 2 to 3, 4, 5, and so on, increasing the difficulty as they have to search for more objects to find that odor. The fourth activity we're gonna do, we need one more ingredient. We're gonna grab some scrap fabric, fleece, or a towel or rag that we no longer use and cut it into strips. For smaller dogs, you can cut smaller strips, and for larger dogs, I recommend at least 2 by 5. I take food or treats and roll them up inside this fabric. You can make each one a little different, rolling, folding from both sides to hide this food inside the fabric. Then we're stacking multiple pieces inside the box. This way we have a multi-level puzzle for our dog to solve. Then present it to your dog and enjoy watching them figure out how to solve this puzzle. If you're worried about your dog eating fabric, you can hang out in close proximity with higher value treats to trade your dog if necessary. And make sure that you save that fabric because we're actually going to reuse it for our 5th puzzle. For this puzzle, we're going to roll up some food or treats in the long strips of fabric, then place those inside of paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. In the beginning, we want to make sure that the dog can easily grab the fabric, so make sure that you leave that roll hanging out about a 1/2 inch. As your dog gets more advanced, you certainly can push that fabric further into the roll. This would require your dog to shred the cardboard on the outside before accessing the fabric. Since this activity is a little bit more involved, I do like to give this puzzle where my dog has traction, like carpet or rug instead of hardwood floors. Then you get to sit back and watch your dog enjoy this puzzle and figure out how they can get that fabric and that food out of the roll. And our last puzzle is very beginner friendly, as I tend to find that our youngsters want to shred things a little more than our older ones do. This one's pretty easy. You're just gonna take a box or paper towel roll or toilet paper roll and give it to your dog. Watch them as they chew and rip it apart. If you're worried about them ingesting any pieces, you can stand by with some high value treats and offer a trade for those smaller pieces. When providing any enrichment item, especially one that's made out of items that could be consumed, it's always important to observe your dog while they are playing with these puzzles. If your dog struggles with any resource guarding or likes to consume items or run away with them, these activities would not be suitable for your dog, as we would worry about your dog potentially ingesting some of the pieces. It's always up to you to know what's suitable and not for your dog. But if you've got a dog that doesn't like to consume things and just enjoys the search for food, then these might be a good enrichment activity for you and your dog. I hope this helps you get creative with it and understand that enrichment doesn't have to be expensive. You can figure out what your dog enjoys and help meet those species-specific needs of foraging and ripping and shredding in a safe and budget-friendly manner. If you like this video and you like to create some DIY puzzles for your dog, I think you'll like this video here that goes over some more ways that you can create some fun and entertainment for your dog. And if you have any fun DIY enrichment opportunities that you create for your dog, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you make your dog's life a little better.